HMK here once again to bring you a video on Breath of the Wild. It's something that a lot of people have seemed to notice very recently. And thanks to all those people who had the eagle eye to see this and put this together, because I mean, like, sure, it's the same thing. And what I'm talking about is the flowers seen at the end of the Breath of the Wild trailer, where you see where the Master Sword is resting all rusted and decrepit. A theory is coming out on that very soon, and be on the lookout for that. But anyways, people have noticed that these flowers are actually in the relatively same place as in A Link Between Worlds and A Link to the Past. You know, even though they're just like slapped down, pixely, small flowers, doesn't just rise or anything with any, you know, too much detail. Because of course, you know, A Link Between Worlds and A Link to the Past couldn't afford that type of detail. We see it come to life in Breath of the Wild. And we have two flowers over on this side, and then one flower on the other side of the blade, very similar to the two flowers, you know, posted here behind the Master Sword's pedestal. So this is going in line, and a lot of people are using this as some sort of inclination that this game might take place in the Downfall timeline. God, no, please, please. I'm so like, I love Zelda, but I'm so tired of the Downfall timeline getting all these new games. You know, Triforce Heroes, Two Worlds, like another timeline, not another timeline, just put this in another timeline, please. If you guys want to know where I think it should be in the timeline, I think it should be in the child timeline. I'm leaving a link in the description box below to my timeline theory. If it ends up in the adult timeline, hey, that's cool too, but not in the Downfall timeline, please. I understand that Hyrule has fell and all that good jazz, but heavy digression on that part. So let's get out of that point. But all in all, this seems like it could be just an Easter egg until the next shot where it shows a guardian in the ground, rusted, just, you know, not working, inert. And the same flowers are all over the garden, just around the garden. Not on the garden, but around the garden where it is. There are some more of the same flowers. Does these type of flowers have any type of significance? They might! And the reason behind that is because if you wait a little bit longer, yes, in the logo of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, we see the rusted Master Sword plunged into the Z of Zelda. And on the Z of Zelda, one of those flowers bloom up. So it's in the logo. Usually when something's in the logo, it has some sort of significance, some sort of importance. It looks like this flower might be a thing. This flower could be, I mean, it's still way too early to know if this flower is going to truly mean anything, but I really do believe it's going to mean something, because on the logo, it's near the Master Sword. They had the idea to bring the flowers back from A Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds, and the flowers are all over the garden. Hell, the flowers could be the power source of all of the Sheikah technology. They can be using these flowers, magical flowers, something. I don't know. But I do believe this flower could have some sort of importance, significance. At the most, it might just wind up being a repurposed Easter egg. You know, something that existed in prior Zelda games, but now they're given purpose in new Zelda games, namely Breath of the Wild. They took something from the past and they're like, oh, this thing, yeah, it's actually important. The reason why it grows around the Master Sword, the reason why it grows around the Guardians is because they could be Hylia's flowers. Flowers from Hylia, like the flowers that she planted herself. Flowers that contain her essence, her power. Something that binds Hyrule together. It shows that Hyrule is truly the chosen land of the people. You know me. I love to theorize. That's something that's literally coming into my head as I go on with this video. Uncut. It's actually cut because I do splice things together. But yeah, I feel that these flowers do have a significance. It's something they looked at from the past, namely A Link Between Worlds and A Link to the Past, and decided to give it some purpose. In a new game, it's on the logo, it's near the Master Sword, it's near the Guardians. What is this thing? It shows affiliation for Hylia, it shows affiliation for Hyrule. It could be what the Sheikahs use in order to power up these Guardians machines or their temples or whatnot. This could be the essence of Hylia, the spirit of her in flower form. Yeah, you know, a lot of people want me to theorize really quickly on these flower things, and I honestly do believe that they could have some sort of significance, and that's why and that's solely because, I mean, if it wasn't on the logo and the flowers are there, no big deal. We've seen the flowers before. They're in the same place. Tells us the Master Sword's in the same place. The ruins of the Temple of Time, as confirmed in Hyrule Historia, even though it's in A Link Between Worlds and A Link to the Past, that is the Temple of Time. and the Temple of Time is on its way to becoming that in the Child Timeline after Twilight Princess, so the same flowers could bloom in the Child Timeline, which I believe the game could be in the Child Timeline, but this might just, at the most, you know, if this really doesn't mean anything like I'm saying, at the most, this kind of does point towards the notion of the game being in the Downfall timeline, but I do believe these flowers mean something. And if they weren't in the logo, then I'd be like, okay, these are just flowers. They took it from A Link Between Worlds. They're there, you know. A Link to the Past, more detailed. Yeah, yay. But no, the flowers are in the logo, so I do believe they're important, because when you're in the logo of Zelda games, that means you mean something. That's right, Nintendo, you salty suckers. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think these flowers mean anything in Breath of the Wild? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Were you one of those eagle eyes able to see this? If you are, leave in the comment section below. Let me know. Get that conversation going. So keep this video legendary by liking, sharing, favoriting, and most importantly, subscribe to HMK for more Breath of the Wild content. So until more flowers, I've been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.